Good, you get over here? All right. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
It's the GMS Dallas brand. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High.
Yahweh,
Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity, right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Quick class. Today we're going to go into seeing with our spiritual eyes. You can't depend on your carnal ones for this spiritual test. So in the times to come, a lot of Israelites don't realize what we're up against. There's no way we could get out of the situation that's about to roll out on our own strength. So when we talk about, all miraculous things that the Lord did in the scriptures, you got to be expecting those things in this time. If somebody get Jeremiah 3, where it says, they're no more going to speak about Egypt real quick, because
Jeremiah 16.
16.
I got it.
Okay, you got it?
Yep.
Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 16 chapter in the 14th verse. Behold, therefore behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, that it shall no more be said that Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
But Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
Yeah, the north country, man. We're going to be the bulk of Israel is going to be delivered from the Americas. Now, when you think about what the Lord did in Egypt, he overrided, right? If that's a word, he overrode reality. Like what people perceive as, these are the laws of physics and all. He overrode all those things and intervened on his people's behalf. He's going to do that again here in this time.
And how did he do it? Through his angel.
Yeah, and we're going to get there.
Yeah.
We're going to get there. But I want to get two examples in our lesson of our people looking with their carnal eyes and, looking with their spiritual ones. First example I want to get is with the spies. Okay, so you can go ahead and read what you got.
All right.
Unless some brother have precepts. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
This is Numbers chapter 13 and verse 26. And it reads, and they went and came to Moses and to Aaron and to all the congregation of the children of Israel unto the wilderness of Paran.
Now the spies, Moses was sent out spies to go spy out the land. All right. And you had some that came back with a wicked report.
Scary.
A false report, man. They were looking at things from a carnal perspective. Although the Lord already told them that he's promised them this place.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
It reads, unto the wilderness of Paran to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them and unto all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land.
Actually, somebody read this in the NLT. You can get to it quick. 13,
26?
Yeah, 27.
Okay.
I think that's where it was at, yeah.
Numbers 13 and 27 in the NLT, it says, this was their report to Moses. We entered the land you sent us to explore, and it is indeed a bountiful country, a land flowing with milk and honey. Here is the kind of fruit it produces. But the people living there are powerful, and their towns are large and fortified. We even saw giants there, the descendants of Anak.
Go ahead. So they were looking at it from a perspective as though some people on earth, anything in existence, could stand up to the Most High.
And they were exaggerating.
They were gassing.
Yep.
They were gassing. Now, mind you, they saying this after the Lord took them out of Egypt.
Right.
After they seen all those, come on, man. The Lord took down a world power, and you was worried about these little tribes over here.
Angels hovering over.
Come on, man. Who else could this be besides the niggas that's just moving in doubt? They were looking with their carnal eyes. You had something? Yeah. So continue on in that all the way down to 33. Yeah, you can go back to the King James.
All right. So I'll read verse 27 again. It says, number 13 and 27. And they told him and said, we came unto the land whither thou sentest us, and surely it floweth with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak there. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, and the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites dwell in the mountains. And the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. And Caleb stilled the people.
Caleb and Joshua, all right? He stilled the people. He had to counteract that BS that they were being told, because the people were, They were being shaken. Now, in Israel today, you got a lot of people who make it seem like, well, you know, if we don't take the chip, then how we gonna eat? They put this sentiment of fear and of doubt amongst our people. And then who has to go clean it up? The men that are really believing on Yahweh Shai.
We need a physical army.
Yeah, we
saying that.
all that. Brothers could go through examples. I'm pretty sure some come to mind. You got leaders in Israel who are disheartening, you know, the people.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Yep. It says, and Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. But the men that went up with him said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land through which we have gone to search it is the land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof.
Yeah, so I want to say this. Another example came to mind. 3 or 4 years ago, you had Israelite leaders telling people to take the hokey pokey.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You'll be a fool if you won't take it.
You'll be a fool if you won't take it.
Yeah.
I take it when I go to Africa.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
you know, so you kind of see who's moving in that spirit in our time.
Walking by sight, not by faith.
There you
Evil
go.
report, man.
Yeah. All right, now go to Numbers 14 and 28.
This is Numbers chapter 14 and verse 28. It reads, say unto them, as truly as I live, saith Yahweh, as ye have spoken in mine ears, so will I do to you. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness, and all that were numbered of you, according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me.
So you moving in that spirit could be a death sentence for you. Because they were moving in that spirit of doubt, murmuring, all these different things. What was their end? Continue on.
It says, doubtless ye shall not come into the land concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua the son of Nun.
Mm-hmm.
But your little ones, which he said should be a prey, them will I bring in.
Yeah, that was it on that. So that was just to show you. That was just to show you the contrast. If you move in the right spirit, you get rewarded. Let's go to Joshua 1, actually.
And I got a question for bro. When was that fulfilled? When were the little ones brought in? Deuteronomy. That was the second introduction of the covenant to that generation after the niggas put to death.
That's beautiful. Let's go to Joshua 1 and verse 6. Something was said to Joshua, and for us being obedient, walking in faith, and believing in our power, the elevation will be similar. Okay, you got it?
This is Joshua chapter 1, verse 6. It says, be strong and of good courage, for unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto your fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest.
Now, Joshua repeatedly said this, only be thou strong and very courageous. So we have to be in that same spirit. And he was elevated to a higher position because he was moving like that prior. If you jump up to verse 3 real quick, Salaki, if you jump up to verse 3, you'll see that he said something to him. Go ahead.
Joshua chapter 1, verse 3. It says, every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that I have given unto you, as I said unto Moses.
So he made that same promise he told to Moses in Exodus 3 and 12. And I'll read it really quick for you here. Exodus 3 and 12, it says, and he said, certainly I will be with thee, and this shall be the token unto thee that I have sent thee. When thou hast brought forth the people out of Egypt, ye shall serve God upon this mountain. So the Lord made an oath with Moses.
Right.
Like, I'm going to be with you regardless. You ain't got to worry about it. Certainly, I'm going to be with you.
And he passed that on to Joshua.
Yes.
Added the Yah to his name. He said, and that's what Joshua said. Look, the Lord swore to our fathers that this is us.
Yeah.
What you scared of?
He told Abraham the iniquity of the Amorites wasn't fulfilled yet. And then the third, or what do you say, the fourth generation, then I'm going to bring them hither. This is fulfilling what was told to Abraham. Right here.
Yep.
That's right. So now that's the first example. I want to get the second example. with us being brought out of Egypt. So go to Exodus 4. And the brothers got precepts, man. Hop in. Okay, go ahead.
I had a quick one just laying back on off of Joshua. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 46, verse 1. It said, Yahushua, or Joshua, the son of Nevaeh, was valiant in the wars and was the successor of Moses in prophecies, who, according to his name, was made great for the saving of the elect of the Most High, and taking vengeance of the enemies that rose up against them, that he might set Israel in their inheritance.
You got it.
Okay, it's just laying back off the account that the brother's just going into, man. This the Lord, making good on that promise, that he promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But we're coming to that true rest, because that wasn't the true rest pursuant to the book of Hebrews. As you see today, we're still in the land of our captivity. But Yahushua, the Son of the Most High, he's about to bring the elect, into that fold.
Yeah, he's about to deliver us out of this second Egypt.
I got a precept.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Both of you.
Go ahead.
I was like, mine's quick. Romans chapter 8, verse 31. It says, what shall we say then to these things? If Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua be for us, who can be against us? And that breaks itself down.
Yeah.
This is Matthew chapter 28, verse 20. And it says, I'm going to start at verse 19 with the points of 20. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and of the Holy Spirit, which is why we say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem HaKodash as well. Verse 20, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even to the ends of the world. Amen. All right, just as he had commanded Moses and Joshua that he was present. Now, I used the example earlier in Numbers 13, going into the report that Caleb, that those Jakes gave pertaining to those Canaanites, and then you add Caleb's report.
Yeah.
But Caleb was pretty much in that other spirit, as you had said, which is that spirit of courage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that same mindset that we have to have here today, because it's Esau who's a modern day giant.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, I am with you always, even into the end of the world, right?
Yes.
When you go into that word world in the Greek, it's eon. All right. What 2 Ezra 6? What? Yep. Esau is the end of the world. That's right. Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So we need Yahushua more than ever to be with us as we're in this captivity with these people that are greater than us in technology and the flesh, so to speak, all these different things. And
as we go through it, you're going to realize that he's always been with us.
Right.
Every step of the way. And that's why we're going to go into that in this example too.
Bring it out.
But first I want to, because I mentioned that this is that second Egypt, right? It's that, let's get a Revelation 11 and 8. And then somebody else get Jeremiah 23 and 1. And then we'll go into the example in Exodus. But read that Revelation 11 and 8.
I got you.
Okay. Whoever.
Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
All right. So the dead bodies, our people were spiritually dead in this last captivity. Okay. And it's spiritually Sodom and Egypt. The vibration of Sodom is pushed here predominantly. America is the tool that the elites use to push that vibration all over the world. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Egypt, because we're held captive here. And our Lord was cast down. His way, the Lord's way was crucified here. It's cast down. Right? So now get Jeremiah 23 and 1. Just wanted to touch on that point real quick. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 1. It says, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yahweh.
Keep going.
Therefore, thus said Yahweh, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away.
Now, on top of, the Lord's way being casted down here, you have leaders of our people who actually further keep our people in that dead state, make them want to feel like, okay, well, America's all I got. You have people that got fringes on and head wraps that they trying to fit this thing that the Lord has given us within the confines.
20-pound garment.
20 pounds. That bitch is heavy. Getting a workout standing there in that motherfucker. They're trying to fit what the Lord has given us into the confines of America, in the confines of this society, which it don't work. The whole thing about what we're going into is that this place is going to be completely dismantled, and a new way is going to be set up in the earth. All right, now we can go to Exodus Oh, jump down to 14 in Jeremiah 23 real quick, and then we'll jump over to the example in Exodus 14.
This is Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 14. It says, I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem an horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, that none doth return from his wickedness. They are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah.
Yeah, it's just to double down on that point that you have those of our people who are further forwarding the devil's agenda, basically. Now we can go to Exodus, the 14th chapter, and you can start at verse 8, but read it in the NLT, because when you hear these niggas complain in the NLT, it kind of cracked me up when I was reading it.
This is Exodus chapter 14 and verse 8 in the NLT. It says, the Lord Yahweh hardened the heart of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, so he chased after the people of Israel.
Now, whenever you read the account of Egypt, all that the Lord did to Pharaoh, you know the Lord had to put the spirit on him to chase us. You seeing how great, like the Lord completely dismantled the world power. He's seen it up close. For him to get it in his head, I ain't gonna let these niggas go. Like you had a choice. You know what I mean? So even that, when we go through trials in our time, because Esau is the new Pharaoh, he's been built up to a level where he seems unsurmountable.
Yep.
Like with your own strength, how could we really come together and overcome this man?
No way.
There's no way. The Lord likes to do that. Oftentimes in movies where you have a hero, they build up the villain to where it seems like there's no way you can win this fight. The Lord's fattening up the villain to make him seem insurmountable, but that's if you're looking with the eyes on your face.
Yeah.
Okay? But go ahead, brother.
If I can add, that's why it says in Revelation 13th chapter concerning Esau's beast system, it says, who shall make war, with the beast? Exodus 14 and 8 in the NLT says, the Lord Yahweh hardened the heart of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, so he chased after the people of Israel, who had left with fists raised in defiance. The Egyptians chased after them with all the...
Hold up. You know that picture? You know that picture back in the Olympics? The little podium thing? Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 9 in the NLT says, the Egyptians chased after them with all the forces in Pharaoh's army, all his horses and chariots, his charioteers, and his troops.
Now, Esau going to come at us in our time in a similar way. It says he's going to be like a madman sparing none.
Exodus 14.
Yeah. So, man, we're getting ready to see something that's going to seem impossible to get out of.
Right.
Often a time when the Lord delivers somebody get first, you know what I want, first Maccabees. Yeah. Go ahead. The Lord goes through all these examples of men that were put in situations that were impossible unless he stepped in. We're going to be put in an impossible situation. So don't be sitting here knowing the precepts and, doing all that and not be building yourself up to actually act on it. We read it, we learn it now, but we're gonna have to act on it and really believe what we talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is First Maccabees 2 and 50. It says, now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers.
You got to be ready to do that. You enter this, you got to count the cost. Us doing this is the reciprocation of the love that Yahweh Shah showed us. Greater love hath no man than this. The man laid down his life for his friends.
Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord will fight for you.
Yeah, so you got to be willing. Not, our right is our majority of us gonna live, and that has to happen. Majority, because we got to see the destruction, like he said.
The Lord didn't give us the spirit of fear.
Yeah, So we got to be ready to go there and take it there.
That's right.
Because Esau ready to take it there.
That's right.
Best believe.
Sirach 2.
Yep.
Where it's who have called on the Lord and was confounded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Either you believe it or you don't.
There you go.
Yeah. You gotta be ready for that possibility in your life. That's what Yahweh Shah did. Yahweh Shah, he laid down his life all the way. So you have to be ready for that possibility. Like I said, most of us are not going to take it that far. Yeah. But you have to have in mind, like, I could be that one. I could be that mark.
If it's going to be that, it's going to be that.
You got to be ready.
It talks about dying manfully.
Yep, that's it. Let this mind be in you, which also Yahweh Shah.
Yeah.
So Yahweh Shah took it, though.
So not their lives to death.
Yeah.
Even Paul was like, I fought the good fight. I did all I can do in this body. Y'all do what y'all got to do.
Yeah.
But look, this word gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So all the disciples.
All of them.
We done seen the documentaries and the articles that go into how each one of them was taken out.
Man.
What happened to Stephen? Yeah.
See?
Stephen, we don't think he probably ain't feel that.
Yeah.
When you look into that word martyr, martus, it goes into those that they showing their faith genuinely by taking on a violent death.
Testifying.
You know?
Wisdom of Solomon 3 could kind of
Yeah.
show what Stephen may have been going through, be received through the Spirit, you know.
Read when you read that, just read a couple of the examples and then jump down to 60.
Yep. So this is back in First Maccabees 2:51. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness?
Mm-hmm.
Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt.
Man, Joseph was down bad. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers, lied on.
Yep.
Yeah, we gonna be lied on.
Yep.
He was lifted up in a position to where he was able to be a catalyst to help deliver the people.
Yep.
Before that, he was locked up for years.
Years in jail.
For a little time, he was locked up for a prison. He did a bid in
He,
Egypt's prison.
Mm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had something?
He had plenty of reasons to think he was forsaken, but he just kept it moving.
Yeah.
He was willing to take it there. Hey, look, if this is where the Lord want to have me, this is where the Lord gonna have me.
Yeah.
Pharaoh's wife had to put up on him.
Yeah. Accusations.
Yeah.
Man. Say what you just said again.
Which part?
Whatever you just said.
With Joshua, he was whatever the position the Lord wanted him to be in, he accepted it.
Right. And looking carnally.
What do you mean, Joseph?
Joseph.
Yeah. Right. Looking carnally, if people was to look at most brothers' stories, they would look at us like, damn, the Lord forsook that person. They life is shit.
Right. Because you could be offended and be like, this.
Yeah.
I'm through.
Yeah.
But he didn't do that.
Carnally speaking, if people examine each one of our lives, majority of the time they will look at it like, damn, because you look at brothers' stories, brothers was on a trajectory to be something in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So then when people look at us, they look at us like, damn, what happened to him?
I got you.
Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 19. It says, if in this life only we have hope in Hamashiach, we are of all men most miserable. Because, I mean, like you said, bro, like we looking for something after this life.
Yeah.
You know, this is like Apostle Bar said, this isn't really living. This is like a poor excuse of just barely existing, barely getting by. But Paul said, if we only have hope in Yahushua in this life, then we're of all men most miserable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just backing up your point.
Yeah. We're going to be like Yahweh said, he was acquainted with much grief. You got something?
And I'm going to put for you. You said people would perceive us.
Yeah.
Looking at us that we through. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 4. You got it, one. We fools accounted his life madness.
Oh, this is my precept. Go ahead. It's my favorite, one of my favorite precepts.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
It says we fools accounted.
Could you read one?
Top,
Yeah, just start it.
Okay, I just want to jump straight.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, you might as well.
Okay, I'll start from the top. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall a righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors.
Yep.
When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
Because those men, like the brothers about to go into, as they perceived as nothing, these men were actually everything.
Yep.
They were doing the most honorable job you could do on earth. But it didn't seem like that with the eyes on their face when they was looking at these men. Okay, go ahead.
So far beyond all they that looked for it. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say unto themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach.
This nigga?
Man, you
This the I told you so chapter. This is what we all waiting on. You know. Go ahead.
Verse 4. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. Just like you said, he could have had it all.
Yeah.
He messed it up, messing with that Bible.
Yeah.
He threw away his career for the Bible.
Yep.
And then look at you like you crazy. But then when the Lord raised you up, they're like, oh, snap. Damn, we thought he was through. You know what I'm saying? Just like the brother was going into.
Yeah. You know, a lot of brothers, I listen to brothers' testimonies. They all have similar kind of, damn, they was, oh, what happened? You know, and I'm sure their family looks at them like, oh, There goes Junior, man. You know, he could have been something, you know.
You was that golden ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was that golden ticket. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Not realizing that you still are that golden
Yeah,
ticket.
but they can't see it with
There
the
you go.
eyes on their face.
And that's why it's important for us to make sure we keep the main thing the main thing. And the reason why I say that, because we all have those moments and such like that, which we know who we are, or we know who we hope to be, which is the elect. And people don't perceive us as being that. You know, so they look at you the type of way like you're going into and such. And, you know, it could come to that point, like you read Psalm 73, you're like, man, fuck these niggas, man.
Yeah.
You know, but that's why Asaph said in this prayer, when I entered into the sanctuary of the Most High, then I understood pretty much the grander scheme of things.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why we got to keep the main thing when we're going through that shit, dealing with that. You know, with these people that look at us like we ain't shit and treat us like we ain't shit. You know, at the end of the day, yo, we potential heirs, man. They don't know that that's their loss.
And in our walk, if you don't understand that, it could be detrimental to your growth.
Right.
You got a lot of dudes that come in and they're not cool with getting the reward at the end. So then they start doing shit that they ought not to. They start offending brothers. They get into their feelings about all kind of bullshit. You know, understand? They want to be the guy. In our walk, man, I say this all the time. You got to be okay, because everybody has their own part within the ministry. You got to be okay with if that's in the forefront or in the background. It's not supposed to matter to you. But if you don't understand, you get your reward at the end, you could fall victim to that mindset and being in that spirit.
Right.
You know, claiming the truth for everything that's going on in your life. Right. And really, when you look in the mirror, it's you.
You the problem.
Yeah. Right.
And then when you think about what John 6, where some of the disciples left, and the Lord asked the remaining disciples if they was gonna leave too, and they was like, nah. Then you fast forward to Matthew 19, where people were like, we gave up everything. They go, what we gonna get? He was like, in the regeneration, you're gonna get everything.
That's right.
Nobody left again. You know what I'm saying?
That question ain't come up no more.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And every time they asked that type of question, they would increase once they was like, well, shoot, Lord, we're wrong with you no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
Following the Lamb with the Son, he goes. And every time that they all collectively did that, they increased.
That's right.
Every time, you know?
And that's why we gotta put ourselves last. You know what I'm saying? When you put yourself last, it X out all those thoughts of wanting to be the man and this, that, and the third. Because your life ain't your, excuse my French, but ain't your fucking life anyway.
Right.
You put yourself last, it makes it easier because we know what the scriptures say. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. So all of us got to put ourselves last. You know, Yahweh Shai did it.
Yep, I got a quick one.
Mm-hmm.
Hebrews 11 and 13. I'm reading it in NLT. All these people died, still believing what the Most High had promised them. They did not receive what was promised, but they saw it all from a distance and welcomed it. They agreed that they were foreigners and nomads here on earth. They put themselves last for that moment. They knew this ain't their kingdom right now.
That's right.
So.
And you got to have that. You got to understand that to be in this for the long haul. From my short time being in truth, every dude I seen get this grounded and fall out, they didn't really fully comprehend that you're not gonna feel good. You're not gonna be appreciated on this side. It ain't for us to be appreciated here and right now. You might feel it a little bit when you're around brothers, but in the world, man, you're not gonna be appreciated.
Nope.
Damn, you didn't read it, you didn't see it. Were they appreciate?
With a Sharpie.
Come on, man, you don't get appreciated here. Just bite down and continue on your walk.
That's it. That's all.
All right, now we can get the example unless somebody has something. Go ahead.
He preacher R quoted as we got it in NLT. This is Mark chapter 10 and verse 31 in NLT. Yahweh says, but many who are the greatest now will be least important then, and those who seem least important now will be the greatest then. Just going back on y'all's point, man. You know, that's how the Lord works. He works with the underdogs. You know, whether that's Sirach, the 11th chapter. You know, for many that have many kings that sat upon the ground, but he that is least thought of shall wear the crown.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2nd Ezra 7 and 42. He answered me then and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide. Therefore have I prayed for the weak.
That's the one, yeah.
This is the glory don't.
Yeah.
Our glory ain't for now.
The
glory is the receiving of the Holy Spirit, walking the straight gate, keeping the faith. But the glory of the actual reward, it ain't now.
Delayed gratification.
You have to look at what you've received as a reward.
Yeah.
the holy, the understanding, you know.
Because you got an invitation to actually be part of it. Everybody don't get an invitation. You got an opportunity to be one of the kings in the earth. Right? You got a chance to audition for kingship. That's the big deal. You got
We should talk about our earnest expectation.
Right.
So the word earnest goes into what? A down payment.
Yep.
To what? The bigger reward.
The future glory.
Yeah. So not everyone gets that little prepayment, man.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a heavy thing, but you know there's more to come.
Yeah. That's just the concept that you have to have in order to be in this for the long haul.
Right.
Anybody else got a precept?
One more.
Okay, yeah.
Ephesians 4:30. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of the Most High, whereby ye are sealed unto the day of redemption.
To the day of redemption, we get rewarded at the end. The appreciation don't happen here. And the lesson went off on a little tangent because this is an important topic. This is probably one of the most important topics for a brother need to hear when you come into the walk. If you don't get this, man, you're gonna be out there.
Yeah, you need this topic need to be on a regular.
Yeah.
Be one of those
Reoccurring.
snap you back to reality.
Yeah.
So once you start looking with these eyeballs, you lose sight of that.
Yes.
You know, that's it. Because it all goes into being, because you went into being blind.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It takes you putting yourself out of the equation, what you think on the back burner. You know what I'm saying? You're going off of that expectation, which is that,
And this world bemolds you to be against that mindset. Especially here in Babylon, it's all about me. It's never about the group.
Right.
It's never about being a part of something bigger than yourself here. Everything that you learn from a kid up is steers you to be just about you, wanting to be appreciated, and what about me? And
likes, thumbs.
Yes. In the ancient world, it was more so about the group, the family, and that's another reason why family is important. But we ain't gonna take it there. All right, let's get this example. So we can wrap this up in Exodus, the 14th chapter. Read it in the NLT. Exodus, 14 and 8 in the NLT, 8 through 13. And then we'll jump to 18 because we're going to get the contrast of the thought process of somebody that's looking with the eyes on their face. And then, the reward of somebody who's looking with that spiritual eye.
Exodus 14 and 8 again in the NLT. The Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, so he chased after the people of Israel who had left with fists raised in defiance. The Egyptians chased after them with all the forces in Pharaoh's armies, all his horses and chariots, his charioteers, and his troops.
Yeah, so we went into earlier about how this devil, he seems like an insurmountable foe. Egypt back then, that was a world power back then during that time. And, being a Jacob Neto, you like, bro, how we going the Lord going to throw down the Egyptians? How's that going to happen? Looking with the eyes on your face, that would be your thought process, right? Go ahead.
It says, the Egyptians caught up with the people of Israel as they were camped beside the shore near Pi-Hahiroth, across from Baal-Zephon.
All right. Now, you picture this, and you gotta envision stuff when you read for the listeners. All of Israel, hundreds of thousands, on that shore, looking at the water. And the sea is a big thing. You ain't just like, you know what I mean? We always talk about that blue whale effect. You realize how small you are when you get to that, when you go, ocean.
Even at the beach.
Yeah, me and Manat Zakba in Myrtle Beach, we would go out to the beach on Sundays, and we would get in the water, and sometimes we would get out too deep, and that undercurrent would pull you in to where there's nothing that you can do.
Pulling,
yeah, it was one time I got pulled in, and it was like, damn, like I really was like, man, there's no way I'm gonna get out of this. I was able to, swim back up, but that undercurrent is so, you realize, like, bro, you're old Jacob thou worm.
Right. That's it.
You realize, like, bro, you're replaceable. And that goes back into the mentality we was talking about you got to have anyway. Just do your part, man. But they're sitting there on that shore, looking at the ocean. They can't overcome that. And then they looking back at the Egyptians with all their chair. You know what I mean? That was
the stand there.
The stand there. That's all the modern day. So think about today. You see Esau coming in. He got his AR. He got his drones. And, you'll be freaking out in the carnally. You'll be like, bro, how the fuck? What are we going to do? This is the mindset that we continue on.
Exodus 14:10 in NLT. As Pharaoh approached, the people of Israel looked up and panicked when they saw the Egyptians overtaking them. They cried out to Yahweh, and they said to Moses, "Why did you bring us out here to die in the wilderness? Weren't there enough graves for us in Egypt?"
Nigga, you brought us out here to die.
That Chase
I knew we shouldn't listen to this nigga. I told y'all about this nigga, man. That was the spirit they was in. They gonna look at us like that. When this devil start rolling and he start persecuting, start demonizing,
They gonna lose their job over not taking the jab. They gonna be like,
Right.
y'all ain't got no retirement plan for us.
now what? See, I did what y'all told me to do. Now look,
Right.
now my kids can't. They gonna look at us the same way they was looking at Moses.
See Moses? See?
Yep.
Watch that movie 10 Commandments. The newer one is real good too. It's like 2006, I believe. But man, you get to see like they would just be waiting on whatever Moses had to. So he was under pressure.
Yeah, we finna be put under pressure too.
He communed with the Lord in the tent, and the tabernacle and all that, and then he'd come back and tell. But they would just sit when he come out. They all just looking like, what we supposed to do?
Yeah,
But that's how they looking at the videos.
that's how they looking at the video.
And that's what I'm saying. With like the brother said, with your spiritual eye, you not seeing it like that. You saying, okay, the Lord brought us out here because He gonna deliver us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Rather than using your physical eyes to be like, you brought us out here to die? No. The Lord brought you out here to live, fool. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna have those two mindsets. Well, shit, I don't know. You know what, Moses? Hey, if the Lord said and He told you to say it, then I'm right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Bro. We see how the Lord operate when He delivers people.
Oh yeah.
He puts them in a situation that seems impossible. So again, when we go through our stuff, you might not even be with brothers. You might be dolo. You might get caught. Remember, when the Lord puts you in a situation that seems impossible, He does that so that He can be glorified. Remember, when we get put in our situations, when the devil put them thoughts in your head to fold, remember that He puts us in situations that seem impossible so that He can show how great He is.
Yes.
Romans
His
9.
strength is made in weakness.
Right.
His strength is made perfect in weakness.
There you go.
He gonna have compassion on who He want to have compassion on. I raised Pharaoh up so I can show how hard I go. That's what the Lord was saying.
Right.
Yeah. That was to glorify me, not him.
And He's raising Esau the same way.
That's right.
It looks like man, who could, like you mentioned earlier, who could make war with the beast? Okay, go ahead.
Romans chapter 9. I'll start at verse 12 and then read down pretty quick. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? God forbid. For it said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but the Most High that showeth mercy. For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
The Lord literally broke Pharaoh all the way down. With them 10 plagues, the plagues went from annoying to scary to deadly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By the end, he still was willing to chase Israel. So the Lord opened up the ocean, opened up the water, and was like, okay, well, come through that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He intervened.
You gotta be tripping. To see that is we gonna go get them niggas.
Yeah.
What you thinking about?
You chasing a whole nation, bro.
The Lord had to put a crazy ass spirit on this man. And his generals was like, hey, what?
Yep.
You want us to
You don't think the water's gonna close in on it?
Yeah.
I mean, we were afflicted. You don't think
Don't you think
Seems like
yeah, you want to think about you probably like, bro, this man tripping.
This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
Yes.
As the rivers of water, He turneth it whithersoever He will. So He made him do that.
He made him do it. So if you know that, when this devil get to doing his shit to you, you should be like, bro, at the end of the day, ain't nothing gonna happen unless the Lord okay it first.
Right.
What I'm tripping about.
That's right. That's right.
The only way Jake would trip because they flesh to the ties of this world.
They looking with them eyes on their face.
Exactly,
You
bro.
can't pass the test if you looking with these motherfuckers. These don't work for real.
We need glasses. Shit.
You need some spiritual glasses and they
I'm
live.
telling you. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. Jeremiah 29:11. I know.
Hey, I'm just. Oh, you got time? I was about to give it to you. Go ahead.
You was about to quote it.
Hey, I'm just about to put it. I'm gonna tell the brother get it. I give it. Hey, let's read it. That's beautiful.
Somebody.
I'm just saying that the Lord has a perfect ending. And that's crazy. The Lord has a perfect ending, right? So if you tied to this flesh, if you tied to this world, right? Once the Lord starts really passing the judgment, you might get offended because this is His creation. This is His doing. This is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end.
That's right. And you brought up the account in Exodus the 14th chapter. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you read about this account, which we got, Moses had to give the Israelites that pep talk, like, watch the Lord work pretty much. Y'all over here murmuring, but watch what the Lord finna do.
Right.
You know, and I actually do got another precept to back that one up because it goes right into it.
Maccabee.
But this is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 14, and I'm going to read it down. It says, I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once. And as he devours, he's going to devour our enemies. That's why you had prophets that pretty much said, look, I've heard thy speech and was afraid. Woe was me in those days. But we got to remember that hope that was read in Jeremiah 29. When he's coming to devour, there's still a hope and an expectation that we have that we're not subdued with everybody else. You know, and that's from seeing from that second set of eyes, like you said, Yuan.
Yeah.
Now, verse 15 says, I will make waste mountains and hills. I'll dry up all their herbs, and I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools. You know, exactly what the Lord did with Egypt, those 10 plagues.
Yes.
And he's going to do it in a more severe fashion to this wicked-ass king.
Yep.
Okay, and this is the point right here in verse 16. I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not. I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them and not forsake them. And that blind that he's talking about is us. Now, in that account in Exodus 14, Jake had the Gulf of Suez on one side, and then you had Pharaoh's armies on the next side, and you're right there in the middle.
Yeah.
Jake didn't know what was coming up next.
And you know them niggas was black as hell.
Yeah.
Sweating, tongues hanging out.
Yeah.
Because there was demons on them for them to be there
Mhm.
to chase after them. So they was looking crazy.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Yeah, they didn't know the Red Sea was going to get split in half, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't know that event was going to take place, but they had to keep that expectation and that hope because this is the power of the God that we serve. You know?
You got to have faith to get to the miracle. The miracle, you got the spiritual power ain't coming to if you don't believe.
Hell no.
I got one. That's the second Maccabees 15 and 6. So Nicanor, in exceeding pride and haughtiness, determined to set up a public monument over his victory over Judas and them that were with him, which kept to the traditions. But Maccabeus, ever so confident that the Lord would help him, wherefore he exhorted his people not to fear the coming of the heathen against them, but to remember the help which in former times they had received from heaven, and now to expect the victory and aid which should come unto them from the Almighty. And so comforted them out of the law and the prophets, and withal putting them to mind of the battles they had won, afore he made them more cheerful. And he had stirred up their mind, and he gave them their charge, showing them the falsehood of the heathen and the breach of oaths. And he armed every one of them, not so much with the defense of shields and spears, but as with comfortable and good words. And besides that, he told them a dream worthy to be believed. So he was going in.
Yeah.
He went into the law and the prophets.
Yeah.
It looked like he made up a dream, like to just
Yeah.
get their mind. You know, he was a leader of warriors.
Yeah.
So they in a war. These niggas coming. So he just going into he went to the exit. He going into what we going through. He went
That's
into
what we
that.
doing.
Yeah.
Say help from heaven.
Yeah.
He had to tell us that y'all niggas tripping.
Yeah.
What y'all worried about? Y'all don't remember what our power has done for us time and time again?
Then I had a dream, just made something up on the fly. Look, it said, and he told them a dream worthy to be believed, as if it had been so indeed, which did not little rejoice them. So he just
he
was at the desperation mode,
Yeah.
like, because they was looking at the coming of the heathen. So they were like, shit. So he went into the law of the prophets, and after that, he just made up a dream.
He had to give them that halftime speech.
Yeah.
You can't, like, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen teams that you seen, and brothers that play sports, you seen teams that you know on paper you probably shouldn't beat these niggas.
Yeah.
But if you go into teams that go into a game with a particular mindset, you'll see them beat people they're not really supposed to beat. He had to tell, hey.
Yeah.
He had to give them that halftime speech.
Yep.
Because just looking at us as a people, we the last team, we in last place. Ain't no way we supposed to beat. Pick a team.
The dude that just beat up Wild.
Bro,
Ain't no way.
we got on Converse.
We got
like,
ain't no way we supposed to be the number one seed. You know what I'm saying? We the Pistons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we in that beer lamp.
There's no way we supposed to win, but the Lord gonna come through for us.
That's right.
To show His power.
This is Judith chapter 9, verse 11. For thy power standeth not in multitudes, nor thy might in strong men. For thou art a God of the afflicted, and helper of the oppressed, an upholder of the weak, a protector of the forlorn, a savior of them that are without hope.
Mm-hmm. And that's us. We the team in last place. Wait, what's that?
Bad News
Bears. We that team in last place, but the Lord gonna put us at the top. People gonna be like, ain't no way they got to that position unless the Lord did it.
That's right.
That's what the nations realized after we were taken out of Egypt. They was like, yo, the Lord delivered them. That's the right. That got all the way to Rahab.
Right.
She was like, I heard what your power did for you.
Right. Yeah.
That's what happened on the biggest scale in our time.
Absolutely.
So last nation to be established and everything, we was smaller than everybody. Rose said that type of hype, I was off the crowd most time.
Like you said, the last nation to be established. Like when we bringing this truth out, Moses received the Torah after all of those great kingdoms. You know what I'm saying? So the people are like, nigga, y'all stealing from this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's all through the Spirit.
Yeah.
People looking at us like, nigga.
Ain't worry about these niggas.
Yeah.
That's how they look at us.
They ain't got no building.
Y'all ain't got a church. Y'all no, we out here on the highway. You had some
more examples in that first match.
Yeah, we were supposed to read a little bit of that, then jump down to 60, and then we gonna get this example in Exodus. We gonna get to it. Go. You got it. No.
Back, okay. This is back in First Maccabees 2:59. It says Ananias, Azarias, and Mishael, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yep.
By believing, were saved out of the flame. So it says, by believing, we're saved out of the flame. It says, Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of lions. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome.
That's the key. If you just trust in the Lord, He ain't gonna forsake you. None that put their trust in Him shall be overcome.
Right.
We've been given the study guide on how to pass this test. Don't get under the bright lights and forget the plays. Jay good for forgetting plays.
Bro.
He's like, nigga, we don't practice this all week. What you doing?
Yeah, he done set a screen on the rail.
Yeah, it's like, all right, man. Yeah, read that one more time.
They got on the wristband, just can't execute them.
Man.
That's why it's important to practice it as we're here.
There you
when
go.
those opportunities present themselves, that's when you exercise and practice. That way, you'll be fully inept to trust in the Lord more when that time comes because you're applying it right now.
Yep. Elder Gabar always says repetition is the father of skills.
Right.
This is First Maccabees 2:62. It says, "Fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms."
All right, so who are we up against? We're up against the man, the son of perdition. So, like, we already know that he ain't gonna win. The Lord gonna let him win. So with just knowing that our opponent, man, is completely against everything the Lord is about, he gonna lose. The Lord ain't gonna let that slide. There's no reason we should go in. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but there's no reason that we should go into this without being confident.
Right.
We should be getting excited as we see stuff start to break, all hell break loose. We should be like, okay,
means with faith.
yeah. We should be like, okay, I get to put all that the Lord has equipped me with to the test.
That's right.
Okay? That was it on that?
I mean, as far as you want to go, let's see.
That was pretty much the point, the last preacher. Now we can get the example and let's look at how these niggas was acting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get verse 11.
Exodus chapter 14 and verse 11 in the NLT again. It says, and they said to Moses, why did you bring us out here to die in the wilderness? Weren't there enough graves for us in Egypt? What have you done to us?
Nigga, you brought us out here to die. I know we shouldn't have trusted this nigga. Again, that's how they gonna be looking at the prophets, man, when stuff ain't going their way. Because they looking at everything through a carnal lens. Continue on all the way through to verse 13.
God said, why did you make us leave Egypt? Didn't we tell you this would happen while we were still in Egypt? We said, leave us alone. Let us be slaves to the Egyptians.
And that's what our people said. We tell, hey, you a special people. You got to come out of these ways. But they looking at the walk. They looking at the cost of what this walk entails. They like, man, I'd rather just be a nigga.
How the heathen can make it.
Yeah.
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 How the heathen can make it.
I'd rather just be a slave in Egypt. I'd rather just be an American.
Chilling, bro.
See,
Let me take the chip.
Right.
But that's the thing. It's a punishment to be a slave, to be in captivity. But they rather be in captivity than in the spirit world at rest.
Right.
That's how backwards our people are, man.
The Lord whooped our ass so we would be like, we get closer to him. But these niggas did the opposite.
They don't understand death. See, understand that death gives you comfort in making those decisions, even if you got to die.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been blessed to understand. Jake don't understand death.
Yeah, people in the world, they think death is like some final thing.
That's it.
We know it's not. We know it's, okay, you kill me, I'll be back.
Right.
And that allows you to move different and to think different and to see different.
Because if it comes to a point where you got to take a rachma or die, you should already have your mind made up. Before you go to bed every night, you should make sure you're at peace with that decision. I'd rather go.
That's it.
You should really come to under grips with that. Like if it comes to that, taking that and walking around here, I'd rather go back to spiritual.
and it's better to go back to the
It's
spirit.
better.
Yeah.
That's why old people be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? When your granddad 85 and all broken down and sick, you know what I'm saying? And everybody wanting to stay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like, shit, I'm tired. Shit, I'm ready to go. I'm ready for rest.
I'm ready for something else.
You know what I'm saying? So by the end of your life, if you grow to be that old, by the end of your life, you ready to go. You know what I'm saying? But shit, Jake think they got to do everything before they go. Like, nah, nigga, you ain't gonna get to do nothing until after you go.
Even if
Yeah.
you're 23, you got to be like, look,
Yeah.
if it comes to a point where I'm having to choose between dying and taking this charagma, even the jab for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
would rather just
bullshit.
go. I mean, I wouldn't have no more worries. Y'all got it.
Yeah.
Bro, you wouldn't believe. I'm gonna start keeping a tally of how many times I hear brothers say, "Man, I'm ready for something else."
Bruh.
That's
You
the
gonna
feeling
run
we're
out of
supposed to
ink?
be. We're supposed to be like,
Yeah.
"Bro, I'm ready, man. I'm ready for something else."
You gonna run out of ink.
The human experience. I'm over the human experience. So we're really looking to be in the spirit world, but we know we have to be here to do.
We gotta do a job the same way Paul was talking about.
That's it.
Okay, keep going.
Exodus 14 and verse 12 in the NLT. It says, didn't we tell you this would happen while we were still in Egypt? We said, leave us alone. Let us be slaves to the Egyptians. It is better to be a slave in Egypt than a corpse in the wilderness.
Man.
Verse
Wow.
13.
Verse 13. But Moses told the people, don't be afraid. Just stand still and watch Yahweh rescue you today.
Watch the Lord rescue you today. That boldness, mind you, he's seeing the same shit they seeing.
Yep.
Look at the composure. It's something majestic when you see a person under immense pressure and they just calm as day.
Yep.
It's actually contagious.
Yep.
When I was playing ball, I had two different coaches. So my first coach, he was a Hall of Fame kind of coach. We would be put in situations, and he would just have this cool and collectedness about him. So even when we looking like, damn, how you gonna beat these niggas? They got 3 draft picks. But he had this calmness, like, no, we good, just do this. And it was contagious. It was like it would rub off on everybody. So we would go out there and just focus on everybody doing their job. But then I had the other coach that he would be sweating, his toupee leaning all crazy in the huddle, You looking at him, then you start feeling like shit, maybe shit, I don't know.
Sweat through a suit.
It's contagious. Right? So you gotta ask yourself, man. Everybody got teachers in this thing. Are your teachers, when they put under pressure, are they composed? My teachers have been composed. I've never seen my teachers rattle. I've never seen the men that the Lord set up for me to learn from rattle about anything. I've seen leaders of other congregations get rattled, backtrack on the things they say. I'm talking about their congregation got to revise their notes every week, it seems.
Man.
It should be easy at this point in time in our walk for you to see who the Lord is dealing with and who he's not. But again, everybody's playing their part in the Lord's movie. Jump down to verse 18, unless somebody have precepts.
I'll wait.
Okay.
That said, Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shah. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth.
You got it.
That's pretty much thing. Moses said, "Be still and watch the Most High deliver us." Yeah, he said it right there to King David. The same thing, man. Just be still, chill. I got this. You got it, bro.
Exodus 14-13. But Moses, in the NLT, says, but Moses told the people, don't be afraid. Just stand still and watch Yahweh rescue you today. The Egyptians you see today will never be seen again.
And Esau, you never gonna see him in this sitting on the throne. He's gonna be in the dust, like it talks about in Isaiah 47. It's the last time we gotta look at this nigga over us.
He shall fly away like as a dream, like Job.
Yes. The next time we see him after this, he gonna be the lowest of the low. And then he gonna get put out. All right, jump down to verse 18.
God. You mind if I read verse 14?
Go ahead.
Verse 14, it says, Yahweh himself will fight for you. Just stay calm.
Yeah, I wanted to hold off on that point because we're going to talk about the arm and all that. But, it's all good, brother. Verse 18, yeah.
Verse 18. It says, Exodus 14-18 in NLT. When my glory is displayed through them, all Egypt will see my glory and know that I'm Yahweh. Then the angel of the Most High, who had been leading the people of Israel, moved.
The angel of the Most High, who had been leading the people.
Who is that angel?
You know what I'm saying? Jake don't see that. Jake don't see that. They skip right over that. You know what I'm saying? And focus on the complaining. Like you said, bro, the Lord opened the water up. And then it came back with a false report, spying out the land.
They seen that. Like, think about it. They really seen the Lord do all of this, and they still was in their head doubting. They gotta go. What's that movie, Apocalypto? With the Mayans. He told the guy, he said, fear is a sickness. We can't be moving in that fearful, doubtful spirit, man. Especially after all we've seen. Even though we haven't seen like the literal miracles like that. But you see things in your everyday life where you can see the Lord moving. Right. In the chat all day, you see brothers, hey, I seen this today, and da-da-da-da-da. We've been given spiritual eyes. Keep looking with those. Don't switch it up when stuff get hard.
Right. And when Yahweh said, look up, presentation draw near that you believe. Of course, you can look up, but that's more so for the spiritual sense of keeping your mind in heavenly things, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what Yahweh is alluding to, looking up.
That's all got a movie title, don't look up.
Yeah, right.
Everybody on there dumb as hell.
They got their head in the sand.
Wrong eyes.
On once. Continue on, brother.
God. Exodus 14-19 in the NLT. Then the angel of the Most High, who had been leading the people of Israel, moved to the rear of the camp. The pillar of cloud also moved from the front and stood beside them. The cloud settled between the Egyptian and Israelite camp.
So you got the Israelites, they looking at the water, the Egyptians behind them. That chariot went from being in front and went behind them. So now it's between our people and the Egyptians coming. They them black asses that you were talking about. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. It says, verse 19, then the angel of the Most High, who had been leading the people of Israel, moved to the rear of the camp. The pillar of cloud also moved from the front and stood behind them. The cloud settled between the Egyptian and Israelite camps. As darkness fell, the cloud turned to fire, lighting up the night. The Egyptians and Israelites did not approach each other all night.
So there's a period of time passing. It's darkness, so the Egyptians, they're like, damn, it's so dark. But the Israelites can see. We're gonna be able to see in the midst of our situation here to come.
That's happening now.
It's happening now. We're able to see through all the BS, all the sleight of hand this devil's pushing, everything. We've been equipped to actually see through it.
We're in gross darkness with eyesight to see still though.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I got a quick one if you want.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 9:2. The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them have the light shine.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
God, that's your house shot, man. Display through the form of this truth, man. Here we're in the darkest, season that the earth has ever seen. With Esau, in rulership. But yet the Lord has, given us that light, man.
Right.
So Exodus chapter 14 and verse 21 in the NLT. Then Moses raised his hand over the sea, and the Lord Yahweh opened up a path through the water with a strong east wind. The wind blew all that night, turning the seabed into dry land. So the people of Israel walked through the middle of the sea on dry ground.
Everybody made it through there. He opened it up so everybody could get through, and then closed it.
Yeah. He gave them all the time they needed so that they could get through.
You know what I'm saying? And with it being so many people, the Gulf of Suez make the most sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It make the most sense for that many people to go in water. You know what I'm saying? The Lord know what he's doing, man.
Yeah.
And that's what Moses was saying. Moses was like, bro, you talk all that bullshit you want to. Watch the Lord save you today.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know?
Dry ground. Because
you know what I'm saying?
There's a movie called The Exodus. It's maybe like 10 years old.
Yeah, with
but they tried
Bell.
to make it seem like the water didn't actually split. They made it in the movie to where it just subsided.
Oh, no.
And then a wave came. No, it literally split. The Lord defied physics.
Yep.
Okay? He defied the natural course of things for his people. He's going to defy the natural course of things for us. That was pretty much the point of that example. Because, we hit the hour mark. I want to draw that parallel of America's destruction. You go to Revelation 11 and 13. And I also want to get in 2nd Ezra 13, where it says Yahweh shall neither lifted up hand or sword.
Oh, yes.
Just to show the effortlessness and how, our power delivers us. It's not something that's difficult for him to do. There's no chance of us losing. Okay?
I got a quick for you. This is Jeremiah 32 and 27. He says, behold, I am Yahweh, the God or power of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? Man, so the Lord asked another question,
Yeah. Everything's easy work.
Right.
It's nothing to him.
The sun is up there.
The sun is. Why are you even why is there an inkling of a thought that he might not do it?
Ain't nothing holding the earth up.
That don't even make sense. It don't make sense. If you really believe what we're reading, that's like, what are you doing? You should be moving in great boldness. Right? Yeah. Revelation 11:13.
Right.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
In the regular version.
Yeah, that's fine.
Revelation 11 and 13, it says, in the same hour, there was a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell.
So, you got the 10 zip codes or the 10 FEMA regions of America. Yep. This place is going to be completely destroyed the same way Egypt was completely destroyed in fullness. Okay, go ahead.
It says, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted.
So the victory for us over this place is already written, and it's going to be done in an effortless fashion. Now we can go and get that 2nd Ezra 13, whoever got it.
This is 2nd Ezra 13 and verse 8. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him.
All right, because that great gathering, when you go to Joel, the 3rd chapter, the Lord talks about gathering the nations of the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. Okay? And those going to be all the world powers there. with their technology, with their stuff they've been holding back, trying to keep on the hush.
Yep.
And the Lord's going to do what to it? Go ahead.
Yep. It says, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
Even though they were so afraid, when you're so afraid, it's like, I don't know if anybody ever been in a situation where you thought you was about to die. It's like a fear that come over you, like, oh shit, where you almost kind of stuck. You can't move. You just like, oh shit. Your gun get pulled on you. You like, oh shit.
Temporary paralysis.
Yeah, it's like a temporary paralysis. That's the fear that came over them. But the Lord gonna put the spirit on them to fight anyway.
Yep.
Go ahead.
2 Ezra 13:9, it says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword.
Now, why was it written like that? Read it again.
Right. 2 Ezra 13:9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been, a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
Yeah, that concentrated fire out of the chariot. He didn't, it wasn't nothing that he needed to physically exert himself to do it. It's written that way to show you, like, man, it was nothing to him.
Yeah. And then you notice, I don't know who was teaching last night at the Friday camp when we went into the Hendiatrist. That was a example of it right there, because it mentioned 3 things that were related to each other to basically exemplify the point. Just like how when you have like a cinematic scene in a movie, it may show like a slow motion punch, and then it may show it like from a different angle. And then it might show it like a third time to really show that.
To show you the fullness of the scene. It'll show you the wide shot so you can see the setting.
Yep.
It'll give you the medium shot. All right. So you can see the interaction between the two, the protagonist, antagonist. And then you get you the close up so you can see the emotions or the thought process of the characters.
Yeah. That ultimate KO.
Yeah. So you can see the fullness of the scene, the completion of the scene.
That was the end of that verse.
Yeah.
Just jump to verse 37 real quick.
Okay. All right. Dropping down to 2 Ezra 13 and 37, it says, and this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest. And they shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor, by the law which is like unto fire.
Ooh, that's on point. Yeah, without labor, man.
Yeah.
Our power is able to handle our enemies effortlessly. It's not something that he has to exert himself to do. Okay, he's playing. They're playing with kids. They say that in basketball when somebody's just much higher than this competition. Stop playing with the kids. That's our power, man. There's nothing that we have to worry about. So this was, if anything you could take away from this class, is to be strengthened in your confidence in the Lord. And remember, the key to having access to that protection is to truly believe and see with your spiritual eye. Have faith in them. All right?
Back up.
Right.
Jeremiah 13:17. Ah, Lord power, behold, thou hast made the heaven and the earth by thy great power and stretched out arm, and there is nothing too hard for thee.
Mm-hmm. Nothing too hard.
Jeremiah 32:17.
Yeah.
Hey, can somebody get the Revelation 3 and 18 or 19 Isaiah scripture?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll leave you alone.
Yeah, I'm done. Those are all the precepts I had. So brothers, bring out their last closing precepts, man, and then we wrap it on up.
I got it. Revelation chapter 3.
Matter of fact, start at 15 and then jump down.
Okay.
Because if you lukewarm, you're not gonna get the Isaiah. If you lukewarm, you're looking with the wrong eyes.
Revelation 3:15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot.
You see, if you hot, just like you were saying earlier, if you hot for this truth, then you're gonna be looking with the spiritual eyes. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
Like I said, you're not on fire, we're gonna get rid of you. You see? And notice, being lukewarm, being cold or hot comes before you get the Isaiah. when you jump down.
Because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked.
Looking with the wrong eyes. Go ahead.
I counsel thee to buy me of gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich.
That's what I'm saying. That those that's tried in the fire, those are the ones that was hot, not lukewarm. You see? The Lord said, if you keep my ways, I'm going to keep you in the day of temptation. Go ahead.
And white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear. And anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see.
Anoint thine eyes with eye salve so that you can see. Which eyes is it talking about?
The spiritual ones. Yeah.
If you don't get the eye salve, you lose.
Yeah. So, Abaratazah, the lesson was edifying. Any brothers got any closing precepts? All right. With that being said, I want to give our praises once more to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakodash. Want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, a few sisters pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.
Shalom.